Hello everyone, this is Sarah from Sarah Productions, and I'm going to push away from all the kind of unboxing videos. I had fun doing them, but now I want to go back into what I originally wanted this channel to be, and it's to showcase my homemade TCG, Champions TCG. And right now I'm going to show off the kind of the good guy deck, the overworld deck. Let's get started. So I haven't explained the rules or actually how to play this card game, but I'll do it in a later video when I get the other deck and I'll fight against the this deck here. But right now I just want to showcase the cards. So off the rip, we have the, I would say, the designated champion card, Brave Knight Gantz. I'm just using the term energy right now, but I would go into, I don't know, let's say mana or something else, but right now it's just energy. Also, sorry if these cards look really crude because this is the very first prototype I made, and unfortunately I didn't have card stock on me. All I had were index cards, so a lot of these cards are going to look really sloppy. Next, we have the other Brave Knight, Brave Knight Alice. And while this card is on the field, the opposing creature in this card's lane loses 1 strength. Also a pretty good card. Next we have Brave Knight Orlo. And his skill is that he can swap this card's current strength and hit points, health. This lasts until the end of your turn. Next we have the last Brave Knight Sato. His stats are pretty decent, but his whole skill is to deal 1 damage to the opponent's life points directly. Next, we're moving on to kind of the beat stick creatures, the non-effect creatures, normal creatures, whatever. I like the artwork for this guy. He's just a little bear dude wearing a hat. Then we got Axe Knight. Nothing to say about that. We got Spear Knight. And then we got Hammer Knight, normal knights. My favorite though is Bear Knight from this group. Moving on, we are moving to the more effect kind of support cards. We got Twin Knight, and they have the attribute of Pincer. And even though they have 1 attack, they can attack twice during the combat phase. Moving on. Next, we got Fan Knight. And I'd say Fan Knight is also pretty good on utility, and you can discard this card and move an opposing creature from the field back to your opponent's hand. Next we have, I think this is the very first card I made, Boomerang Knight. And when this creature does direct damage to the opponent or destroys an opposing creature, you can return this card back into your hand, which is pretty useful actually. Next we have Rat Knight. When this creature is played on the field, you get to draw 1 card. Simple as that. Then we got Dog Knight. And when this creature is played, add 1 night creature from your deck to your hand. Classic search utility card, and pretty good. Next we got Jester Knight. And when this creature is destroyed by combat, you get to deal 1 damage to your opponent's life points directly. Another burn damage kind of card. But I don't really like Jester Knight that much. Yeah. Moving on, we are moving on to the kind of the non-knight kind of cards. These are kind of just the added on for the deck. You have Steel Golem, which is, he has 6 health, but you can see in the corner he has an X where his cost would be. And this is because he can only be played through his trigger effect. And if your opponent plays 2 or more creatures in 1 turn, you can then play this card from your hand onto the field. Unfortunately, it has Pacifist, which this creature cannot declare an attack. Next we have Battlemaster Torrent, 2 strength and 4 health. And then you can target either this card or 1 creature from your field and then move it to an empty zone. Next we got Spirit Maiden, and she has the attribute of Exorcist, and when this creature is on the field, spirit creature effects are negated. And speaking of spirit creatures, We have Brave Spirit, and you can equip this card from your hand onto one of your creatures onto the field, and they gain 1 strength. Pretty useful. Then we got Shield Spirit, who is what I can describe as a kind of like a hand trap or like a Karibo. And during your opponent's combat phase, if you were to take direct damage to your life points, you can discard this card from your hand and negate the damage. And then we have Seer Spirit, which I don't like Seer Spirit that much because of me playtesting by myself, I have to look at both of the hands of each player. Speaking of your next draw, Reluctant Mage, he also has reveal the top card from your deck, and if it is a spell card, you get to add it to your hand, but if it's not, you get to destroy this card. Moving on, we have the spells. We have a quick spells and counter spells. We have Night Night. You get to target 1 night creature on your field. It gains 1 hit point. It cannot declare an attack during the combat phase, and this lasts until the end of your turn. And then we got Night Hook. You can target an opposing creature on the field and then deal 1 damage to them. Then we have Call Reinforcements, a really good card. You can add 1 night creature from your deck to your hand. Next, you have Adrenaline Rush. You can target 1 creature on the field. It gains 2 strength, but at the end of your turn, it loses 2 hit points. Next, you got Magic Cram Session, and you get to gain 1 energy times the amount of spell cards in your hand. Pretty useful card. Next, you have Oracle's Orb Reading, and you can declare the top card on your deck as either a creature, spell, or item, and if you are correct, you can get to add that card to your hand, but if you're wrong, your opponent draws 1 card. Crossroads, flip a coin. If heads, you gain 2 life points. If it's tails, you have to exile 1 card from your hand. Next, you have Tavern Party. Much like Magic Cram Session, you gain 1 energy, but it's based on the amount of creatures on your field. Next, you have Last Stand, and you can target 1 night creature on your field, and it gains 1 strength times the amount of damage counters it currently has. At the end of your turn, that creature is destroyed. So you could have someone like this. This card basically works in tandem with Gantz, and you can make it so that he can be at like 1 health. So he would have like 4 damage counters on him, and you can play Last Stand, and then Gantz would earn like 4 strength through that, and he would have a whopping like 6 strength. About half of your life points already gone if you play that card properly. Next, you got Trade Blows, and if you were to lose life points during your opponent's combat phase, you deal 1 damage to their life points. We are moving on to the counter spells, because you have Returning Fire, which during your opponent's combat phase, if an opposing creature destroys one of your creatures, you can target that card and then deal 2 damage to them. Next, we have Spell Jam, a really nice card, and if your opponent plays a quick spell, you can negate it. So this, I played a lot of test games, and Spell Jam is like so annoying, you have no idea. Next, you have Magic Hole, and if your opponent were to play a creature in their center zone, negate it. They cannot play a creature in their center zone. This lasts until the end of their turn, so that's really great. Next, we have, I think this is the last counter spell, Hopeful Rescue. And if your life points were to drop to 0 during your opponent's combat phase, look at the top card of your deck, and if it's a creature, destroy it, then your life points then becomes 1. So it basically saves you from losing the game, but at the same time, it's only 1 life points, and that only matters if you can at least play a creature your next turn. Next, we're going to the items, and we got Cursed Rings. The equipped creature gains 1 strength, but it loses 1 hit point. Then we got Steel Gauntlet. The equipped creature gains 1 strength. Easy as that. Then we move on to Healing Potion. I actually never used Healing Potion in the match yet. It's pretty decent, but at the same time, I don't think it's really that good. The equipped creature gains 2 hit points. It's pretty meh. Then, moving on, we got Dragon Soul Blade. Again, another rarely used card, but equipping this with, I think, Twin Knight, who can attack twice, it's pretty good. Because when the equipped creature declares an attack, you can destroy the top card from their opponent's deck, and at the end of your combat phase, the equipped creature loses 1 hit point. And the last card is a landscape card, and we have Ironstorm Castle. And while this card is on the field, when a night creature is played, the owner of this card draws 1. I'm going to change, I'm going to have to like errata text this card because it seems like anytime you play a night card, you get to draw a card, which is too strong. So I'm going to have to change the text to, let's say while this card is on the field, once per turn. When a night creature is played, you get to draw a card. And it's only once per turn, because I don't think you want your opponent to draw like constantly like 3 cards in like 1 turn. That's way too much. So that is it for the Brave Knight set. I hope you guys kind of get the feel of what the Brave Knight set is going for. It's a balanced kind of set. There are some cards in there that do burn damage, but mostly you want to get Gantz out onto the field pretty fast, and you want it to surround him with his fellow knights so that his Inspire attribute kicks in, so you can have like a full-on assault. You can also use his skill to protect your knights, and that's pretty much the deal of this deck, is to get creatures out there, and rush your opponent with the creatures and damage. So that's it. I hope you guys liked it, and in the next video I will also showcase the Underworld deck. That's it. Bye bye.